He's coming back to town to Ohio Theater. We've got Bill Gladwell, mentalist, hypnosis influencer, and persuasion expert with us today, and it's good to have him coming back to town. So thanks for joining us, Bill.
Well, thanks for having me, Holly.
All right, so first of all, let's find out what you've been doing lately. Where are you at?
I'm in Wisconsin Dells now. We were in Florida when the hurricane hit. It flooded the whole house, and we needed to move, and so I was looking for another place for the show, and we got brought up by the guy that owns Ripley's Believe It or Not in town here in Wisconsin Dells. And we opened up a small theater here, and that's where we've been performing for the summer. It's kind of winding down now.
All right, and so you're still doing your stuff, and that means you're coming back to town. October 11th, you're going to be at Ohio Theater. So tell us what we can expect when you're coming back to town at this show.
Well, I think we have some footage from a long time ago at the Allen County Fair, and I was doing a hypnosis show at the time, and that's what most people in Lima know me for. But I transferred over to a mentalism show, so it's a mind reading show, and it's a 90-minute show, and I may ask a woman to think of her first kiss, and I end up telling her where it happened, how old she was, and the name of the person that she kissed. So I do things like that now, and it's a really good time. And we're filling up with the Ohio Theater over there that we're going to do the show at on the 11th. And because we actually had 60 seats to fill, and I think we're down in the teens now, like 16 or 18 seats left. So it's going pretty well. So if you want your seat, you have to really go on and buy it right now on the Ohio Theater's website.
Right, yeah, exactly. So you sound like you like to do smaller, intimate things, and that's kind of what's going to be like at Ohio Theater, because the crowd will be a little bit closer and things?
Yeah, I mean, I've done up to 45,000 people in a crowd, but I don't think we can get that many in the Ohio Theater.
I don't think so either. So I assume you always want to change it up and freshen it up, the things you do. So, I mean, is it a challenge to change the show up a little bit?
It is. I'm fighting with a fly here. Yeah, every season, because I was in Gatlinburg, and then we went to Hilton Head Island and Sedona, Arizona, and now we're in Wisconsin Dells. So every season, I put something new into the show. So, I've got my show set for the Ohio Theater, and it'll be a good show. I think everybody will really like it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe a little background. I mean, how did you get started in all this? I mean, like I said, we're familiar with you, but maybe not everybody is. How'd you get started in this kind of stuff?
It's a crazy story, because I went to a Tony Robbins seminar back in 89 or 90, and I ended up working with him for about a year. I didn't get paid for it, but I was going to college and also helping him with these Firewalk Weekend. And then I took lessons in hypnosis and became a hypnotist, and I started using hypnosis to help a physician that was in Lima at the time who had a sleep clinic, and I would hypnotize people for weight loss, stop smoking, and the fear of the CPAP machine, because that's when you have sleep problems, those are the biggest things. And somebody asked me to do a show in Lima, and I didn't do shows, but they offered me $500, and I went ahead and did it, and it went well. And I caught the bug for doing the hypnosis show, and I was doing a lot of corporate events, but about 2008, 2009, corporate events stopped hiring a lot of hypnotists only because of the liability, which I never had any problems, but they just didn't want any. So I switched over we went to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and I got a theater down there. And I switched over to my mentalism show, my mind reading show, and became critically acclaimed all across the United States. Actually, when I was in Sedona, I was performing for the VIP guest of Diamond Resorts, and I was the #1 act for Diamond Resorts, and Celine Dion was #2.
Wow. Beat Celine Dion. Wow, isn't that something? I mean, you must be inspirational. I mean, when people come to the Ohio Theater, because a lot of people think, oh, what Bill does, you can't really make a living, and why would your kid do that? But I mean, obviously you can, and you're an example of how you can follow your passion.
Yeah, that's right. And I wanted to go back to the Ohio Theater because I grew up there in my teens. Every teen night they would have, I was there. I knew a couple guys took it over, and I wanted to, just put my show on there, and they agreed.
That's exciting stuff. All right, so get your tickets now because it's selling fast. The show is on October 11th at Ohio Theater. There's the information on the screen. Bill, it'll be exciting to have you come back home. Thanks very much for joining us today.
Hey, thanks, Holly, for having me in.
All right, don't go away. Noon Edition continues in a moment.
Wash and Dry Laundry Sale.